Well, we'd like to welcome everybody back into the broadcast as we thought we were going to be done for the day, but luckily, right after we made the comments about our equipment getting wet, getting a little compromised here, we were able to kind of shelter it, get it set back up, and I think, we hope, that the rain has moved on and we are going to be hopefully ready to start back this soccer game between Lipscomb and Kennesaw State. Played just 26 minutes and 57 seconds there in the first half before the heavens kind of opened up and we had a lot of rain. And back alongside Erica Plunkett, I'm Justin Seaman. And Erica, during that rain delay, there was a lot of water that got on this field. And so that was really more the concern coming back out, was whether or not this field had been compromised or not.
And both coaches and the referees took a long time to decide whether or not that was the case, and they elected that it was safe to play. But you can already see all of the grass that's torn up from the first half of this game. They are going to bring the ball down for the corner kick. We left off with what was about to be a Bison's corner kick when they called the game because of lightning. But this totally changes the dynamic of the game. Not only is everything wet, but your surface is not going to be as solid as it once was.
On the footing as well for the players, even though they're wearing cleats, it is very soggy out there. So we are going to be set, ready to go. 18 minutes, just over 18 minutes left in this first half. No score in this ASUN crossover matchup as we are getting back underway with the corner kick at 3:01 p.m. as that one gets in there, headed out by Kennesaw State. Here's Dunn with it again. Chance to try to get a crosser back in the middle. She does. Headed out nicely again by the Owls. Summer Elmore, actually, I'm sure they're going to say, I think Lipscomb was offsides on that play. So it'll be a throw-in for Kennesaw State. And we're back, Erica, to that kind of muggy weather we had before the game because of the rain. Lipscomb trying to work it into the box. Little shot there, and at this point, you probably want to put as many shots on goal as you can because of the slick weather, the slick ball, not knowing exactly about the footing, because shots like that normally would be an easy save, and that was an easy save, those can be a little bit more difficult in the wetter weather.
And you would think that would benefit Lipscomb. They spent more time in their offensive third than Kennesaw State has. But as a reminder, the Bisons have a new right back. Their defensive line is going to look different. Emily Patty remains out, so Olivia Carapaza has switched over to the left back position. And Angela Steidel came in on the right back as Carapaza clears that ball in the box. But Angela Steidel went down with a head injury earlier in this match. She can't come back into the second half if she is cleared to play. So Summer Elmore is currently in the game for the Bisons.
Opportunity here for Kennesaw State trying to work it into the box. They'll send a shot on goal, and C.J. Graham will pick it up. But like I said, not a bad idea just to send the ball in there. It doesn't matter necessarily what speed, just to try to get some action because of this wet weather and the wet surface that these teams are playing on. A little more time and space for Kennesaw State near the midfield. Graham going to come out and go ahead and make a diving grab, and better safe than sorry on that position.
It did seem, however, that she and Shelby Kraft couldn't quite agree on who was going to pick up that ball.
Nice takeaway there by Kennesaw State. Catherine Schreck, as battling down there for Kennesaw State was Macy Rainwater. We had a lot of rain and we had a lot of water not moments ago. Here's Rainwater again. This time gets stood up. Here's Dunn. Trying to get a turn. Nice touch there. Lipscomb going to get it. Molly Grant. Great pass to Grant. Now Grant will send one towards the box. that one, she kind of had to make a quick decision on it, but if there had been a chance to get some more Lipscomb players down, that was a nice crosser there.
There's been a couple occasions where Molly Grant has had the ball in the upper right corner, but just hasn't had any Bisons in the middle to be able to make a play on that. Hopefully on the next possession like that, Allie Dunn, Manuela Shirk, and Cammie Rogers can get up in the box and just get numbers on Kennesaw State.
At midfield, Kennesaw State gets it taken away that time by Cammie Rogers. Long pass, a lot of space on the right side for Summer Elmore. And here's Noah Ganthier getting it into Molly Grant. Nice crosser there by Allie Dunn. Summer Elmore battling there, able to get the advantage. Here's Dunn. Trying to work back towards the middle. Allie Dunn. A little squeezed it in there in between the defense, but nobody home for Lipscomb. Kennesaw State trying to get the advantage in the offensive end now. Still no score, about 13 minutes to go in this first half. Nice touch pass there to Cammie Rogers. Coming out is Pixton, and Pixton will make a diving save there. That was dangerous for a moment.
Pixton has had to make several plays where she's had to run well outside of her box, but she's done so confidently every time, which is what's allowed her to stop those goals. She hasn't hesitated, and she hasn't allowed the Bison players to get a step on her.
Trying to cross it over to the right side, cut off nicely by the Owls. Here's Katia Hanger pushing forward, and Noah Ganthier able to save it. Manuela Shirk can't get that one, and that's the other thing. You're going to see possibly some balls kind of scooting a little bit more than normal on this wet surface.
And they're especially going to be sliding off the cleats a lot quicker, so you may not have as many clean passes as you would like.
It's a nice ball there. McFadden battling down there with Rainwater. These players spend so much time in the locker room, they had to come out and have, I would say, probably a 15 to 20 minute kind of ramp up period just to kind of get back, as that ball's going to be sent towards CJ Graham. Going to roll. I don't think that's going to roll out of bounds, so CJ Graham's going to have to play it.
And it remains to be seen what the plan is for halftime. We're sitting right now about 11 minutes from halftime, but I don't know if we'll get a full halftime, if they'll shorten that.
Yeah, because it's one of these things that players have been playing. It's almost like you just keep going a little bit. Pressure being put on by Noah Ganthier. Summer Elmore as well. Going to call Shelby Kraft for the foul there. Just a reminder, the shots. 7 shots for Lipscomb, 4 shots for Kennesaw State in this one so far. 10:22 left to go first half. Kennesaw State had a really nice opportunity early in the game where they had a corner kick that slipped through the back end and almost a one-on-one opportunity for Kennesaw State, but the ball went off the back post. a chance now. Getting it in the middle. Elmore clears it out. Dangerous look there, though, for Kennesaw State. Here's Rainwater with it. Trying to survey the field a little bit. Ball will be advantage to Lipscomb.
And that's going to give Coach O'Brien a chance. Well, they'll go ahead and play it, but it looks like there's about 4 subs waiting on deck for the Bisons. To try and get some chances. Lipscomb's had a few opportunities, but no real clear chances in the goal.
Well, that time trying to get foot on it there was Catherine Schreck. Or excuse me, that was Ebony Clark. Clark, we talked about, one of the best players on this Kennesaw State team. Lipscomb going to get some subs in. Try to get some numbers for you on this.
It looks like Coach O'Brien has switched up all of his front line. Molly Grant and Allie Dunn both getting a break, and Haley Williams and Shadia Valenzuela coming in alongside.
Shadia Valenzuela has she's really come on.
And I believe the outside midfielders have also been replaced with Grace Oliver and Cammie McGee coming into this game.
Here comes Lipscomb on a run. Haley Williams gets it back. Here's Shadia Valenzuela. Tried that extra pass that time. Emanuela Shirk tried that extra pass to get it down to Valenzuela. Might have been better off just taking a shot.
I totally agree. I feel like there's plenty of opportunities when you need to take that extra pass and you don't need to be selfish with the ball. But I would have loved to see Emanuela Shirk take that pass.
Good job by Carapaza over there on the left side. It will be a corner kick, though, and this is where they were dangerous earlier. Looks like it's going to be Catherine Schreck to do the corner. And this kind of interesting setup by Kennesaw State. They've got one right there in front of C.J. Graham and then the 4 inside the box, but look like they're going to rush in. Headed out by Carapaza. Headed out again. Here's Elmore. Katia Hanger, and I think that one went over the line as Grace Oliver couldn't hang on to it. Now they're going to call a foul, actually, on Kennesaw State. Lipscomb will try to move it back into the offensive end. 6:37 left to go first half, still no score. Of course, we had that long weather delay about 26 minutes into this game. We were in a weather delay for a little over an hour. Here's Shirk. She saw a little crack. Here's Oliver trying to get over, can't get there in time.
That had just been one more step ahead of Grace Oliver. I think she would have had a really good chance for a shot on that ball.
Oliver heads that one up, has to kind of survey to figure out where it went. But pretty high in the air. Here's Shelby Kraft getting over to Elmore. Under 6 to go. First half. And these short passes, just trying to maintain possession, it was really nicely done, but that's what can be really difficult with that wet ball. Here's Shadia Valenzuela. Valenzuela, nice footwork there. She's trying to get an opening. Shot, oh, nobody there. If looked like Grace Oliver was coming. If someone was there, that would have been a perfect header because there was plenty of room.
I feel like we've heard there's no one there a lot. And here in this first half, there's been a lot of chances where a perfect cross just hasn't had a recipient.
Here's Haley Williams now. And cannot track it down. It'll be a goal kick. Now we're going to get a sub for Kennesaw State. Checking out will be Rainwater. Trying to check the number to see who comes in. It's interesting, both teams seem to kind of be, even though they had that long delay, they're still kind of playing the subs the same timing, it seems like, that they probably normally would in a first half. Here's Grace Oliver. Trying to get it down to Haley Williams. Ball still in. Williams, nice play, nice turn. She's got a chance in the box. Was she pushed? No foul called. Ball still alive. Still in the box. Lipscomb trying to swing it across. McGee put it in. Still in play, though, for Lipscomb. Here's Kraft. Here's McGee. McGee, a chance. Crosses that one into the middle. Williams still trying to get a swing at it, and now we are going to have a foul in the box.
I thought there should have been a penalty kick on the Haley Williams. There was no foul called. You have to be so careful defending in the box.
So now we're going to get a penalty kick. Is it Shirk? Was that who was fouled?
You can elect.
Okay. Couldn't tell who was fouled, but it looks like it's going to be,
I believe Cammie McGee was
Emanuela Shirk who's going to take this. So Dylan Pixton will get ready. This is a defining moment here in this first half. 3:47 to go. Penalty kick for Shirk. Emanuela Shirk getting ready from Switzerland. Redshirt sophomore, 5'2". Making sure the goalie is ready. Shirk getting ready to approach. Shot on the way. Good. Emanuela Shirk gets the first goal of the game on a penalty kick, and it's a costly penalty for Kennesaw State in the box. What'd you see on that, Eric, on that shot?
She didn't try to do anything fancy. She didn't try to juke out the goalie. She just took her shot, and it was perfectly placed. Lower corner, that's really hard to reach for a goalie. And that's an unfortunate break for Kennesaw State. There's not very much that Dylan could do in goal.
So at the 3:47 mark, 41 minutes into this one, Lipscomb scratches out the first goal, and they lead it now 1-0. Now a chance, though, is falling down. Is Katia Hanger. Here comes Kennesaw State. Almost a foul on Lipscomb, but blocked away. Good positioning defensively by the Bisons, but there's a shot on C.J. Graham, who swallows it up.
Great recovery by Summer Elmore to come in when Katia Hanger got tripped up in the middle. Sometimes when you have those goals or penalty kicks, it's really hard to turn back around, and Kennesaw State did a great job of trying to take advantage of Lipscomb still riding the high of the goal.
Shadia Valenzuela, nice footwork again from her. Right side, trying to catch up some Kennesaw State. Now we're going to get an offsides call. So offside on the Owls. 2:45 left to go first half. And I would say, Erica, from just our vantage point, the pitch looks like it's holding up pretty well.
It is. You can still see some water every time a player kicks, or if they're running, some water will pop up. But the equipment, or the grounds crew, rather, here at Lipscomb does a phenomenal job.
And this field drains really well as well. But that was, like you said, we had some storms, some lightning delay, and a lot of rain. And the concern was not necessarily, we don't think, more weather coming in, but more would the field be playable, and so far so good. Under 2 minutes now to go first half. Lipscomb, Emanuela Shirk with the penalty kick goal. Here's Valenzuela now. Using her body, getting some size there. Haley Williams trying to figure out what to do in the box. Sends a shot on goal. but nicely played by Dylan Pixton. That would have been just a backbreaker if Lipscomb was found a way to get another goal here in the last minute of this first half. There's Katia Hanger. A lot of space, looking over, trying to get it to Valenzuela. She does. She's going to shoot from distance. Not much on that. Got a minute left in first half. I'm laughing here because anytime a paper hits the ground, it's going to be soaking wet over here. We're still kind of waterlogged. .43 seconds to go. Valenzuela nicely cut off there. She'll redirect, try to get some offense back, and then you can see that's kind of the problem is when you try to change directions quickly, you're going to have a higher probability of slipping and falling. Nice header there to keep it in play. Katia Hanger has it stripped away by Ebony Clark there for a second. Under 10 to go first half. And that's going to do it for the first half. So Lipscomb able to take a 1-0 lead into the halftime break on the Emanuela Shirk penalty kick goal at the 41-minute mark after the hour-long rain delay. Lipscomb comes back, gets the lead heading into halftime. We'll take a timeout. 15 minutes. We'll be back with the second half when we continue here from Nashville. Well, we'd like to welcome everybody back in. Second half action between Lipscomb and Kennesaw State. Lipscomb with that 1-0 lead on the penalty kick goal at the 41-minute mark of the first half by Emanuela Shirk. And that is the difference so far in this one as we are underway here in the second half in this ASUN crossover matchup between these two teams. And again, the crossover nature of this means that there's a ball that's knocked off of a Kennesaw State player, there's no points that will be awarded on this win, but this win still will be significant if you're talking about the 7th and 8th teams making the tournament, the ASUN Conference Tournament. 8 teams will make the tournament. The first 6 are determined in divisions, as there's a great look in there, just missed by Valenzuela, and then also on the back end by Dunn. So what a shot there early in the action as Lipscomb trying to get that all-important 2-goal lead here early in the second half. Here's Shania Valenzuela again on the right side. Trying to get something working. Having trouble getting around the defender. Nice defense there by Kennesaw State. Here's one, crosser into the middle. Cammie Rogers coming on. Knocked out there by the Owls. It was Ilea Swinton knocking it out of there. Now Cammie Rogers one-on-one, and she was offside.
I was a little bit worried about her getting that offsides call on that play. She just seemed too wide open.
She was very, very wide open. She finished it, but she was offside.
That initial shot, though, was set up by Shelby Craft. We haven't gotten to call her name a lot, but she's just a solid defender for the Bisons. Preseason All-ASUN. She has the captain's armband on, and she is a very physical player, but very smart with how she plays on the field as well.
Kennesaw State trying to work something down in the offensive end. There's Rainwater knocking it out of bounds. They're going to say it'll be Kennesaw State ball. She'll drop it for one of her teammates. Nice little touch, but nobody home. And that'll be cleared out, but out of play. Long toss there and getting behind the defender. Here's a one-on-one situation. Nice crosser in the middle and unable to finish it that time. What a look by Ebony Clark getting it over in the middle to Becky Contreras. And Contreras had a golden opportunity there. She just went a little high.
And we see that happen. The wet ball isn't going to help a situation like that.
Now Kennesaw State will toss it in. Almost played 5 minutes here in the second half. The one goal coming at a penalty kick by Emanuela Shirk. Haley Williams battling over there. Now some room. Williams will send it towards the goal, but it'll go wide. That ball's batted up in the air, and it'll be Kennesaw State. One goes off the head of Carapaza there. And this is a spot where obviously Lipscomb wants to stretch this lead out, but you just want to stay sound structurally defensively, especially with this wet pitch. Here's Rainwater, long run there, diving tackle there, and I think they're going to get Kraft for the foul.
And Steidel has still not come back into this game. Summer Elmore has done a fantastic job, but that is something to keep an eye out for. She's likely out for the rest of this match, and it remains to be seen how long she will be out with injury.
So right near the out-of-bounds line, a little bit maybe different angle, almost the same kind of distance of a corner kick. Here's the ball. That one just airmailed over the top of the goal. C.J. Graham holds her hand up, but really no threat there.
Kennesaw State had that one to do over with. I think they would have gone for more of a cross situation than a shot.
Lipscomb leading with 11 shots to Kennesaw State's 9. Lipscomb has had 7 shots on goal. The Owls have had 3. 6 saves have been made. The one that was not was that penalty kick by Pixton. 3 saves so far for C.J. Graham. And they're going to give the advantage to Kennesaw State there. Free kick opportunity here. Kennesaw State trying to get set up just at the 18-yard mark. High ball there. That one headed back towards the goal that time, as Contreras there looked like a pretty good look. Graham now, free kick. 37 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in this second half. Both these teams had that hour-long break with the weather delay. Here's Dunn working up the side. Nice little touch towards the middle. Nicely cut off by Kennesaw State. Lipscomb will have the throw in, though. Here's a crosser in the middle, and good, nicely played that time by Pixton. She came in before Lipscomb had a chance to get anyone over near it.
Pixton has been picking off the Bison's crosses all day long. You can tell she's very confident in her position, knows where she needs to be, and even if she sometimes makes what we might think is a risky play running out, she's very well aware of where she needs to be.
Here's a shot. This one's going to be mishandled. The follow-up by Shadia Valenzuela, and Lipscomb takes a 2-0 lead.
But in cases like that, when you're matched up against Valenzuela and Cammie Rogers with no defenders around you, that's a really tough position to be in. Valenzuela has continued to produce for this offense. As a freshman, she's really brought a spark that Coach O'Brien's been looking for.
So Lipscomb takes a 2-0 lead. That ball ricocheted off. Was it Dunn who had the initial shot? I'm not positive.
I'm not sure as well.
So Lipscomb with a 2-0 advantage now with 36 minutes to go. Here's a chance here. Nice look getting into the middle. And now we're going to get, we've got, looks like a injury, couple of players down.
Anytime there's a
Can't
head
tell
injury.
Is that Shelby Kraft?
I believe
or
so.
Katia Hanger? I think it's Shelby Kraft. She gets up. I think it was a similar situation to what we saw in the first half, where they were both jumping for the ball for heading it to try to head it, and I think they hit each other's heads, or a head hit a knee, it looked like maybe.
They will have to take Shelby Craft off at least to check and make sure that she's not in, needs to be in concussion protocol.
So they did stop the clock. Shelby Craft, good news is she's running off the field, so that's a good news. And is she going to be allowed to come back in?
Into the match for the Bisons, number 14, Evie Reeder.
They're going to bring in Evie Reeder for Shelby Craft. So Lipscomb will have the ball. Now going to take the ball. I'm not sure if this is a situation. I don't know who really had the advantage there. Do you know?
It was just a toss up in the middle, but because it was Shelby Craft who had the injury, they will let Lipscomb play the ball just as a courtesy to the Bisons. The Kennesaw State player was down.
Emanuela Shirk goes tumbling there. She pops back up quickly. Here's Cammie Rogers working the middle now for Lipscomb with that 2-0 lead off the Shadia Valenzuela goal. Off the ricochet. What a move there by Shirk. Here's Haley Williams trying to figure out her move. Gets it back to the middle. A lot of room for Dunn there inside the box. Here's Dunn trying to get it crossed back to the middle. Can she? She does. And that lands right near Reeder, and Reeder earns a corner kick.
Eva Reeder had to come on in a tough situation. She earns the Bisons a corner kick, and Shelby Craft is now able to come back in. But Evie Reeder is one of the players that Coach O'Brien is so grateful to have on his bench. He knows he can count on her to come in whenever he needs a defender or a midfielder.
Looks like it's going to be Carapazza who's going to, Olivia Carapazza, the freshman, who's going to take the corner kick. Ball slips away. Quick throw in by Kennesaw State. Rainwater now with a lot of space on the right side. And that one cut off there. Shadia Valenzuela, the ball kept in, and it was a shot actually on C.J. Graham. You know, hard for us to tell where the line is down there, but it's a tough play there.
When the sun is shining at this angle,
actually, that was
it
Logan
all looks
McFadden.
green.
Yeah, it all looks green. It's hard to see the ball for sure. There's that one's going to come in onside. Here's Ebony Clark, left side. Got two defenders. Nice job by Shirk there to cut off that pass in the middle. Here's Clark, and now going to have an offside call. So Lipscomb will get the ball. Shadia Valenzuela, great footwork. Katia Hanger gets it up to Dunn. Dunn trying to make a turn, now back to Kraft. 32.5 minutes to go, second half. Lipscomb scored in the first half off of the penalty kick by Emanuela Shirk. and then got a goal at the 53-minute mark here in the second half by Shadia Valenzuela, assisted by Haley Williams. So it was Williams who had that initial shot on goal that bounced through the arms of Dylan Pixton. And Pixton, once she couldn't keep a handle on it, Valenzuela was there to say thank you very much and finish it off in goal. Great touch pass there. Now Rogers, I think, is going to be offsides. Yeah, she knew she was offside. She was waiting. If that pass, there was a little hesitation in the pass. If the pass had been on that first touch, Cammie Rogers, I think, was in line perfectly. As now Dylan Pixton looked like maybe she just got the wind knocked out of her a little bit there.
Cammie Rogers followed that ball all the way through, waiting on that whistle. And Pixton was hit in pretty close contact with the ball, so good to see her up, but never an easy job in goal.
Karapaza, that one kind of misplayed a little bit there on the bounce. Here's Haley Williams. Kraft in the middle wanting to swing it wide. She does. Dunn right in front of her teammates.
Holly Dunn does a phenomenal job of keeping that ball in bounds.
And that's got to be a foul called. It is against Ebony Clark, grabbing the jersey of Shelby Kraft. Approaching 30 minutes left in this one. It's a long ball by Logan McFadden, that one. That would have been the goal of all goals if that one slipped through the hands of Dixon. And now a little question about whose ball it was out of bounds. I think we're going to get substitutions. Dylan Pixton, Ebony Clark, and Rainwater are going to exit this game.
In the match for the Owls, number 16, Jim Boloff, and number 22, Kendall Higgs.
Kendall Diggs. And let's see who else is coming into the game. Rachel Volt. See if I can get the number on it in a minute. Haley Williams gets it into the box, middle, a lot of room for Shirk. She's going to send a shot on goal. That one near the right post there. I'm not sure if it would have snuck in if it had gotten past Dylan Pixton, but it doesn't.
Even though that shot didn't sneak past Pixton.
A lot of room here. What a save by Shelby Kraft. That ball had gotten past C.J. Graham, and Kraft came out of nowhere to save it. And there's a shot from deep that goes off the crossbar. Unbelievable turn of events. It goes from one end of the pitch all the way to the other, and two golden opportunities for Kennesaw State right there.
Kennesaw State has done a phenomenal job of responding all day long. When Lipscomb has a good chance on their side of the field, whether it actually results in a goal or it's just a great shot by the Bisons, Kennesaw State has responded very quickly, and it's thrown the Bisons off balance. A couple times they've been able to respond, but Kennesaw, they're not quitting. They're down 2-0, and they know they still have 28 minutes to get 2 goals.
Yeah, still time for sure in this one. And Shelby Kraft saved the bacon right there for Lipscomb. Coming from behind there, that ball had slipped underneath C.J. Graham. And then that second shot, Graham didn't get a hand on it, but that ball went off the top of the crossbar from deep. A lot of subs coming in. We'll try to get you some names and numbers as we see them make a play. Here's Graham. She's coming out long on that one. Now she'll pick it up. CJ Graham wanting a little space right there, not getting much from Contreras.
Contreras chased that ball all the way down the field. She has been one of the best players on offense for Kennesaw this afternoon.
Nice look there as trying to move in. That's not Kalea Perry. That is Noah Ganthier, I believe. Kalea Perry was wearing the number 18 this year. Here's one. It's deflected there, and Kennesaw State will try to counter. Knocked out of play. Not panic time yet by any stretch for Kennesaw State, but want to keep putting pressure on Lipscomb here.
And I've seen them pick up the intensity. You can tell they want this game still.
Mentioned Kennesaw State 5-5 overall, 2-1 in the A-Sun. Of course, all the games so far in the A-Sun have been crossover games, so their 2-1 record right now in the crossover is against wins with North Alabama and Central Arkansas and a loss against Jacksonville State. Same record for Lipscomb in the A-Sun, 2-1. Loss against UNF, beat Jacksonville and Liberty. Those are both shutout victories against Jacksonville and Liberty. Lipscomb 7-3-1 overall.
For Lipscomb, they're going to go on the road for their next two opponents, both within the division. And then they get to host their final three at home, which will be a nice situation for the Bisons. And depending on how those games go, they could continue to host in the tournament in November.
Great touch it there. Here's Ganthier coming into the box, looking for a crosser. She gets it more towards the goal there. Nice little deception on that shot, but played nicely by Pixton. On the counterattack now, here comes Kennesaw State. Lipscomb trying to recover defensively. Here's Shelby Kraft. With it there was Grace Oliver. Now another throw in for Lipscomb. A little confusion.
I think they just told Summer Elmore to take a couple steps back. She was trying to cheat up on the sideline. Normally they don't stop you for just a couple steps like they did there.
But when you're in the defensive zone there, Kennesaw State said, now wait a minute, no extra advantage here. Owls right around midfield, jockeying for position. Nice little run. Here's Cammie McGee. McGee working into the box. Crosses it over to Ganthier. Ganthier trying to get a look. She'll send it high, just over the crossbar. Great look, though, from McGee to Ganthier.
It was a great cross by McGee, but Ganthier did end up in kind of an awkward position based on where she was to the end line and was able to recover and put on goal, or almost on goal, a really great shot.
Nice battle there, and nothing called by the official, just letting them play. Zebby Reeder. And a warning from the referee there after that ball's kind of kicked away. Not happy with the out-of-bounds call.
I believe they had already called a foul on Molly Grant, and she was frustrated with that, and so kicked the ball away.
Be Lipscomb ball at midfield.
And Evie Reeder has come back in the game and come alongside Shelby Crafter just to continue to fight in the defensive midfield position. She came on in relief of Shelby Craft earlier in this half, but has done a phenomenal job.
Kennesaw State player just trying to do something, even sitting on the ground. Here's McFadden. She'll send it back to her teammate. Now they'll swing it over. Here's Kara Paza with a lot of room. Kara Paza trying to get a run there towards Cammie McGee. McFadden, just a solid play there on the back line. Here's Molly Grant. Grant trying to work it into the box. Gets the crosser in, but nobody there except for now. Back. There's McGee. Was there a hand on that ball? I'm going to say no hand. They will be in the corner. So it should be a corner for Lipscomb.
McGee has been able to make opportunities out of seemingly nothing. She was the only Bison anywhere near the goal and has earned them a great chance here trying to extend their lead. The Bisons are already trying to eat time off the clock as Noah Ganthier takes a very slow walk over to the corner flag for this corner kick.
21 minutes to go here in regulation. Summer Elmore tracking it down for Lipscomb. Kraft sending it into the box. Gets off the head of Contreras. Contreras has been very active. And this is exactly where Lipscomb wants to be playing, taking time off the clock in the offensive end. Try to get a little touch in there to Ganthier near the top of the 18-yard box. Still be Lipscomb ball. McFadden will have the throw in near midfield.
McFadden's going to hand it off to Carapazza to take that throw in so that she can come back. Contreras is coming up, hoping to take advantage of that ball that Lipscomb does inevitably win.
Well, it was that great opportunity by Kennesaw State they had shortly after the goal, where they had two really good looks on goal. But since that time, it's been probably about 10 minutes or so of game action where Kennesaw State is just not threatened.
And if you're hoping to overcome a 2-goal deficit in under 20 minutes, you've got to have chances. They don't have to be perfect looks all the time. Molly Grant hugs that offsides line a little too much and gets called there. But you just have to start applying pressure, wearing down the defense. It's hard to score against Katia Hanger, Logan McFadden, and CJ Graham.
Well, defensively, Lipscomb, one of the top teams in the A-Sun. They've allowed the fewest goals of any A-Sun team so far this year at 7. And you contrast that to Liberty with 23 in the A-Sun as far as the offense goes. So, I mean, there's some really good offensive teams. Liberty, one of the teams Lipscomb's played, but they held them scoreless even though they've scored 23 goals this year. Nice look here. Here's Molly Grant with a lot of space. Got a shot on it, but nicely knocked off. Now another chance. Here's a shot. This one a little pop-up shot over too high. But Lipscomb's still getting good runs at the goal.
And Evie Reeder didn't have a great look at that one, but each ball that goes out of bounds off of Kennesaw State's line is a good thing for Lipscomb, whether it's eating off a clock like it is here on a goal kick or a corner kick, getting them more chances.
Under 20 minutes now to go. Lipscomb has what looks to be maybe 5 subs over there thinking about coming in here shortly.
Up 2 goals. Coach O'Brien doesn't want to overwork any of his players. the conference games that actually count for points start next week, and he doesn't want to lose the already limited bench that they have, as they've had 4 or 5 players in and out all season long. They're still without Emily Patty. Angela Steidel went down today. Not to mention earlier in the season injuries, with Byler and Perry going out in the season.
Yeah, and Byler and Perry were huge losses.
And then with Tucky going out before the season began.
And like I said, not for points, but still not insignificant that this is a crossover game. And if you could come out on top in the crossover games, that sets you up nicely, even if you struggle a little bit in your division.
And the interesting situation that Lipscomb is in is that of the teams in the ASUN, the 6 teams on the Eastern Division, which is not Lipscomb's division, you've got Kennesaw State, you've got Liberty, you've got Jacksonville, North Florida, Florida Gulf Coast. You've got all the teams that Lipscomb, or in Stetson as well, all the teams that Lipscomb is used to playing on the eastern side of the division, the teams that have been the ASUN the longest. In the Western Division is Lipscomb and a bunch of newcomers. So you've got North Alabama, who joined 2 or 3 years ago. You've got Eastern Kentucky, Jacksonville State, Central Arkansas, and then Bellarmine that joined last year.
A lot of new faces, not know exactly what you're going to get.
Exactly. So it could work to Lipscomb's advantage, or it could work to their disadvantage. And I think a lot of that is still up in the air. They have a little bit more of a challenge going into an unknown slate coming up. But I think Coach O'Brien is just trying to encourage his girls to use it to their advantage.
Great pass by Shirk. It goes off the crossbar. Cammie Rogers put a great run on that one. Shirk had the unbelievable pass, and that just goes off the crossbar.
Emmanuel Shirk has been dealing aces all day long to her teammates. Cammie Rogers has had several opportunities, a couple called off sides. But that was a perfect ball and nearly perfect shot from Cammie Rogers.
It's hard to tell from here whether Pixton was able to get a hand on it at all to affect that shot or not. Approaching 15 minutes to go. Free kick now for Shelby Kraft.
And the wind is starting to pick up a little bit as she takes this kick.
Ball right to Pixton.
Cammie Rogers was the hero against Liberty Thursday night.
Now the clock does start to become a factor for Kennesaw State. They've got to start pressing probably a little bit more. It's been hard, though, when Lipscomb has possessed the ball so much. Another great look, and unable to get there in time is Haley Williams, and smartly played that time by Pixton. If she doesn't come out and dive on that ball, she's got one-on-one, and you probably don't like her chances against Haley Williams.
Especially since she had already started to cheat up when she saw what was happening with the Bison's attack. And so if she's already cheating up and doesn't get a hand on that ball, then Haley Williams would have had a wide open net to shoot at.
Stop the clock because McFadden was tying her shoes. So
they want to make sure that Kennesaw State gets a fair chance. Don't want any delays of game by the Bisons.
Great run there. Cammie Rogers almost headed it past Pixton. Unbelievable.
Cammie Rogers really
she's
wants
all
a goal.
over the place.
Cammie Rogers is the ultimate team player, has a lot of experience, played at an SEC school. She knows when she needs to take a step back and pass the ball off, but this afternoon she's wanting that third goal.
Lipscomb going to play it through C.J. Graham. Graham, big kick there. And now we'll do the opposite on the other end for Pixton. Goes a little shorter. Problem is, Kennesaw State just has not been able to possess that ball for very long in the offensive end. Lipscomb, we've spent most of this half in the offensive end for Lipscomb, defensive end for Kennesaw State. And now when you're playing from behind, you got to all of a sudden try to change that mindset a little bit, be more aggressive. They will get the ball, trying to get it in the middle, and there is Carapaza. Ball, is it stay in? Yes, it does. So Logan McFadden will play it, and she's got a big leg. She can swing it almost to midfield. Approaching the 12-minute mark here left in this one. Lipscomb got one in the first half on a penalty kick goal, and then got one early in the second half by Shadia Valenzuela off of the assist from Haley Williams. Rainwater will check back in for Kennesaw State.
Rainwater got a break, and now Kennesaw needs her on the attack.
Headed by Carapaza. Kennesaw State will regroup, trying to get their structure set up on the offensive end. And Lipscomb content just knocking the ball out of play, making him throw it back in. Here's a look for Clark. Ebony Clark sends one that goes off of Graham's hands. Right there, the follow-up, almost an opportunity for Kennesaw State as Caden Price, I mean, she almost had the same goal that Shadia Valenzuela had earlier. CJ Graham, though, able to follow up on the mishandle there for a second, and you just wonder how much of this is that slick ball.
We expected to see action from Clark and hadn't really seen very much from her so far today, but Lipscomb left her more open than they should have outside the 18. And she almost gave Kennesaw some new life here as we tick to 10 minutes left in this game. And this is really the critical moment. We see Kennesaw realizing that, and they've picked up the intensity. They've got numbers forward.
Crosser nicely played off the leg of Katya Hanger there for Lipscomb, and did that go off the end line, or was that, I think it did. I think it's going to be a corner kick.
Kennesaw is bringing all but one of their players up for this corner kick. With 9:45.
Critical corner here. Now they're going to stop the clock. Have a substitution. I'm not sure what's going on. So Elmore will exit. It looks like it's going to be coming in Kendall Wade, who I believe is wearing Emily Pati's number. So just keep going off the different numbers. So Wade will come in. There's a corner right towards Graham, and it goes on top of the goal. Bounces harmlessly off the top. So now
there's been a couple chances for Kennesaw State on that corner. There was a couple free kicks that they had that I felt like they went straight for the goal when they should have gone for more of a cross and get it to their players in the middle of the box or even the far side of the box for a chance.
Graham goes short. Now Carapaza, she'll go long. Haley Williams able to control it. Great pass to Shelby Kraft, and that one's going to get kicked out, but it'll be a corner for Lipscomb. Really good look that time by Molly Grant.
And we haven't seen this offensive lineup so far today. Valenzuela went out, Molly Grant came back in, so up top it's Grant and Williams.
Carapaza going to come down, I believe. Is it going to be Ganthier or Carapazza who's going to take this corner? Ganthier's setting up, but she does have Carapazza right there. So it may be a short. We'll see. Nope, they're going to go towards the goal. And that's a pretty good look right there. It will be a corner. Another corner kick. And this precious seconds bleeding off the clock now. Now they'll go long and send Carapazza in, and that's going to score. It's going to go off the head, I believe, of... No, they're going to call off the goal. They're going to say Lipscomb was offsides, I believe. That ball went off of Haley Williams, I believe, into the goal, and thought it was a 3-0 game. Instead, it'll be an offside.
Credit to both these teams, though, after that offsides. Kennesaw went quickly trying to take advantage of Lipscomb.
Here's Ganthier. Ganthier willing to take time off the clock here. Now crosser in. Oh, tough break there for Lipscomb as Grace Oliver does the splits there. Oliver was trying to get a foot on that one to just ricochet it back into the goal. Another great look. Lipscomb has had 22 shots to just 13 for Kennesaw State, 13 shots on goal to just 5 for the Owls.
Even with 7 minutes left on the clock and a 2-0 lead, Lipscomb is not letting off the gas. They won a third goal. Coach O'Brien wants his team. Currently, they're known for their defensive prowess. He's just trying to switch that narrative as much as he can. He's trying to find who he can consistently rely on.
With McFadden, Kraft, and Katya Hanger back there, I don't think the known for defensive prowess is going to change anytime soon. But if you can add that offensive punch as well, and we've seen plenty of opportunities for Lipscomb here today, and they've cashed in on a couple of them. There is Shelby Kraft. Oliver tried to save it, but it'll be a goal kick. Approaching 6 minutes to go in this one. Lipscomb in control, leading 2-0. Lipscomb continues to put a ton of pressure on these forwards for Kennesaw State. Remind you again, Lipscomb 9-11-1 all time against Kennesaw State. They are looking to make it 3 wins in a row against the Owls, though, as they're currently on a 2-game winning streak, and they'd like to improve to 6-5 overall here at the Lipscomb Soccer Complex. Kennesaw State just trying to gamble a little bit right now because they're running out of time. Here's Haley Williams. Gets it over right side. Back to Williams in the corner. And Williams, you got to think she's just going to hang out in that corner for a little while, try to kill some time. She does. Throw in for Lipscomb. Under 5 to go. Long throw there by Wade. And again, Lipscomb, even when you can tell they're trying to kill time, try to just, play smart soccer, they're still attacking, and you got to like that if you're Coach O'Brien. Approaching 4 minutes to go in this one. Another throw in for Lipscomb.
And the way that Lipscomb is approaching these 50-50 balls, you would think that they're the team that's behind 2 goals.
Yeah, the aggressiveness has not stopped it off. They have not, settled back in defensively, just trying to keep everything away. They are still being the aggressor, and in some ways, you got to think that's how Coach O'Brien wants it.
Absolutely.
Here's Grant. She's got a one-on-one situation. Grant with a shot just high. She had the look she wanted. Nicely played, just couldn't finish it off.
I feel like sometimes when you're that wide open, it somehow becomes more difficult because all the pressure is on you, and she just happens to get too much of a leg on that one.
Kraft sends it deep into the corner, and that ball quickly having to be played by Pixton because this clock is quickly running out on the Owls.
Pixon wants to get her team up, but I'm surprised she took as much time as she did off the clock for that kick.
Leave the ball for Kennesaw State because of the advantage there. 2 minutes almost approaching to go. Kennesaw State's got to hurry. They'll put a shot on goal, but C.J. Graham will fall on it.
By the time C.J. Graham gets her team
set up, it's going to be under 2 minutes. Karapaza, she's probably just going to want to send one long, and she does. And is Molly Grant onside? She was. Here comes Grant again, and she will score. Second time's a charm for Molly Grant. She gets the goal, and Lipscomb leads it 3-0 with 1:50 to go.
There's the problem when it gets late in the game and you have to be aggressive offensively. Sometimes your defense is not as strong as it should be, and when you have a team like Lipscomb that continues to attack even up by multiple goals, that's the situation that you're going to get in. It seems highly unlikely now that Kennesaw State has a chance to even tie this one up, down 3 goals with just 1:50 left on the clock.
Molly Grant, you know, after that one she just missed, she was so glad to get that next opportunity, but a lot of this has just been hard work by Lipscomb. Now a chance over Kennesaw State, one coming into the box and cleared out by Lipscomb. And you go back and think, though, in this one, if this game would have been different, if that one goal that Shelby Kraft didn't come in and clear out sneaks in for Kennesaw State, we might be talking about a different game.
Oh, absolutely.
It would have been
a 1-goal differential makes a world of difference.
2-1 at that point.
Kennesaw State has a chance here on a corner, but they ate off about 20 seconds setting up this corner kick.
And that one punched off looked like the hands of C.J. Graham, and now that ball going to roll, and the clock is going to roll as well. Under a minute to go. Karapaza going to trot over there to it, but it's all but academic now. Lipscomb going to improve to 8-3-1 on the season, and they're going to move to 3-1 in the A-Sun. Of course, no points being awarded. As we mentioned, this is a crossover game, but still 3-1, important in those crossover games to still be on top on the positive end of those. Kennesaw State going to drop to 5-6 overall, 2-2 in the A-Sun. 20 seconds to go now. You mentioned it earlier, Lipscomb's got a couple of games on the road next against Bellarmine and Eastern Kentucky, but you're going to have 5 in a row now against divisional opponents, as that'll do it. And the final horn sounds. This match that took 3 hours and 25 minutes because of the over-hour rain delay we had, but Lipscomb glad they weathered the storm and stayed with it as they're able to get the 3-0 victory over Kennesaw State here on this Sunday afternoon. Next action for Lipscomb going to be October the 7th. They'll be traveling to Bellarmine. They'll take them on at 5 o'clock. Then on October 10th, they'll be at Eastern Kentucky. Next home match for the Lipscomb Bisons, October the 14th. That'll be against Jacksonville State. As Erica Plunkett mentioned, final 3 games of the year will be at home for Lipscomb, and then we'll get ready for some A-Sun tournament action. So your final score from Nashville, Lipscomb a winner 3-0 over Kennesaw State. Until next time, I'm Justin Seaman. This is Erica Plunkett. Thank you for tuning in. Catch all your Lipscomb sports news at lipscombsports.com.